In the investigation into a Georgia teenager found dead inside a rolled-up gym mat 8 years ago. 17-year-old Kendrick Johnson went missing on January 10th of 2013. He was found the next morning, his head facing down inside a gym mat at Valdosta, Georgia High School. State authorities initially ruled his death accidental, saying that he dove into the mat to retrieve his shoe, but the family has suspected foul play since that January day. Joining us now is Kendrick's mother, Mrs. Jacqueline Johnson, and family spokesperson Marcus Coleman. Thank you both so much for your time tonight. Mrs. Johnson, I'd like to start out with you. You've been calling for justice for your son for 8 years now, and there have been several investigations and lawsuits already. Why the sudden change here that this is being reopened? Is this quite literally a case of there being a new sheriff in town?
Yeah, I think that's got a lot to do with it. We got a new sheriff, so this is a new chance for Kendrick at justice.
And Marcus, authorities have said that this was just a freak accident. The family has paid for 2 independent autopsies, one that suggested there was unexplained blunt force trauma. Kendrick's father has even tried stuffing himself into a mat to show just how difficult it is. Why does the family think that Kendrick's death wasn't an accident at all?
Well, for correction, there have been 3 autopsies now. The first one, which we know is bogus, stated positional asphyxiation. Autopsy number 2 and autopsy number 3 are both identical that say blunt force trauma. And they came to that conclusion based upon the hemorrhaging still noticeable in the tissue in Kendrick's neck around his main artery. That's one reason, or the ultimate reason. When the feds closed this case was closed on a local level by Lowndes County, April of 2013. We pushed for a federal investigation, and that lasted almost 3 years.
And Marcus, I understand that your continued push for justice is what has helped the local sheriff obtain those 17 boxes of evidence from the federal government. The sheriff has vowed to treat this like it's a brand new case. How confident are you in this new investigation?
Well, considering it's been 8 years and now 2 months, considering that, the investigation was closed in 2013 on a local level and then closed again, or not even again, closed in July of 2016 or June of 2016 and met with the family, we're cautiously optimistic, but this past summer, with myself and many colleagues, who have been engaged all across this nation in social justice issues. Tomorrow, I'm headed out to join a comrade, Tamika Mallory, for the 1-year anniversary of Breonna Taylor, her death, which is tomorrow. I was looking at the Ahmaud Arbery's here in Georgia, the Breonna Taylors I just named, the George Floyd's, and it just never sat well with me for reasons I already stated of what happened with Kendrick. Kendrick's name deserves to be mentioned amongst those names. And honestly, there's no other case that has this layer. So it energized me to attempt to get Kendrick's case reopened. And that's when we discovered that the Middle District of Georgia, the initial governing body federally for Kendrick, had recused itself completely. And that's when I was told that all questions and answers are to be conducted out of the Northern District of Ohio. So in the midst of this pandemic, me and Mrs. Johnson, we flew out to the U.S. Attorney's office there, and now it's former U.S. Attorney Herdman. But after we met with him and we laid out our reasons why we would like to see this case reopened, he literally had less than 2 months in office due to the change of administration. That made us a little leery, but we had to take him at his word. He said he would make this a top priority before he left. That led to papers being filed in federal court from their behalf, which ultimately led to those 17 boxes. Last thing I'll say about those 17 boxes, Kendrick had 17 short years on this earth. We don't think it's happenstance that this case has been reopened due to 17 boxes. We feel like each one of those boxes represents the young life of Kendrick Johnson that will ultimately lead to justice for Kendrick Johnson.
And speaking of that young life and those 17 years, Mrs. Johnson, what would you like viewers to know about your son?
He was a happy kid. He was a good kid. Kendrick never got in any trouble. Kendrick played 3 sports. He played basketball, he ran track, and he played football. But football was his passion for life. Kendrick was just the kind of kid that, not because he's my kid, but he's the kind of kid that everybody would love. He would light up a room when he come in. He would just come in and say something weird, or him and my daughter would wrestle and play in the house. Like, she would be in there asleep, and he would come in and just jump on her back, and she'd chase him through the house. Like, Kendrick was just a extraordinary person. He was friends with everybody, black, whites, Mexican, everybody loved Kendrick, but it just turned out.
Okay. All right. Well, Mrs. Jacqueline Johnson and Mr. Marcus Coleman, we thank you both so much for your time.
Thank you.
The newest up-to-date info regarding Kendrick. There were 17 boxes of evidence released from the federal authorities, which evidently took 9 years. You know, interestingly enough, there were actually 3 autopsies that wasn't readily available information to me upon the first scratch. I'm excited for the family. It looks like they've got a really solid guy in Mr. Marcus Coleman. He seems like he's well put together and has the best interest of the family at heart. You know, there's been other instances where there has been issues with the sort of public spokesman, if you will. Pardon me, guys. In regards to these cases, there was the same kind of situation involved in the Kenneka Jenkins case. It's very, very early on in the brand new case. You heard it. They are you know, cautiously optimistic. You know, that means there's hope still, right? So I sure hope that, you know, that they can bring this thing to a resolution, and I will be following it very, very closely. I will be updating you on both cases. If you have any questions or you have anything to add, please put links or email me at altitudefilms@gmail.com. Love you guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you're not already. God bless you guys.